what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
Hi, this is Alan with the quick announcement about something really exciting going on here at The Mesh over the next couple of months. The Mesh is celebrating its first 6 months of operation by giving one of its listeners an iPad 2. And the more you listen to The Mesh, the more chances you have to win. Here's what you do. Listen to any episode for any of the shows that we have on our Mesh network that we post between January 1st, 2012 and March 31st, 2012. At some point during those episodes, and that includes the one you're listening to, you will be given a code for the contest. Write the code down, visit the Mesh's website at themesh.tv, and you'll be given instructions on where to enter your code and an email address. You can enter one code per episode with your email address. So if we post 100 episodes between January and March of this year, and you listen to all 100 of them and get 100 codes, that means you'll have 100 entries into our contest, 100 chances to win that iPad. There'll be other information on the Mesh's website about this contest, other rules, regulations, some other legal jargon we got to put in there. That's all on the website at themesh.tv/contest. That's where you can enter your codes, and you can also read a little bit more about the contest itself. We really are excited about this contest. We're excited about giving one of our listeners a great prize. And we just want to thank everybody for an incredible first 6 months of The Mesh. We look forward to providing you with outstanding content for many, many more months to come. Thanks.
I'm with the band. Music and interviews you're going to like. This is Chad, and on I'm with the band today, we have the band Yarn.
Hello.
Hey, Chad.
Hey, Chad.
Hey, hello. Let me go through the names here so I can get this right. We have Andrew, Robert on the sofa, Rod, Trevor, Blake, and Ricky.
You got it.
Excellent.
You got it, yep.
Well, I was reading. Once I got to Trevor, I had it memorized. So you guys are playing tonight at City Cellar?
We sure are.
Is this your first? This is not your first time. We've already talked about that a little bit. This is your second or third time this way?
This is our second time in Hickory. We've done some shows in Morganton and in the area, but this will be our second show in Hickory.
Now, am I right in saying you guys are from New Jersey?
New York City, yeah.
So how does a band become a bluegrass style band in New York?
This is the question right here. This is the
You should just get
question.
a T-shirt with it printed up.
Yeah, I should have an answer on a T-shirt. Well, it's New York City. There's everything there. You've got it's the melting pot of the world. So
It's melting pot of bluegrass, of course.
Of course. So no, there's a scene for everything. I mean, you can get whatever you want there. So I mean, that's just me growing up listening to country music, old country music, Garcia Grisman records. Andrew, same as me for the most part, I presume, but. He's a mandolin player, played a lot of bluegrass, listened to a lot of David Grisman, and we're not a bluegrass band by any means, but we tend more towards the Southern style, which I think you can consider it the American style in my opinion. But
and that probably wasn't very fair to use the word. Sorry, I just hit the mic. That wasn't very fair to use that term because you guys are listed under several different genres on iTunes.
Are we?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Singer-songwriters one.
I like to write songs.
Excellent. So are you the leader of the band?
Yes.
This is Blake speaking, by the way. No, actually, this is Chad speaking to Blake.
Yes.
There you go.
I'm Blake speaking.
So are you the originator?
Well, I mean, the originators are sitting at this table. Trevor MacArthur and Andrew Hendricks and myself started the band, and it grew from there.
So you guys all had the same pool of influence?
Well, me and Trevor grew up together. We grew up on the same street a block away. So we kind of ran in the same crowd and listened to the same music. So for the most part, yes. And I think Andrew kind of had the same musical upbringing, except for with a little jazz involved.
Oh, excellent.
Yep, we had about the same musical background, so it's pretty easy to start playing together.
Well, since you guys are kind of off-center, now that's pretty accurate right there.
I love that.
Yeah, excellent.
I'd rather be off-center than center.
So how do you find the other musicians?
Yeah, just in New York, it's just kind of pure luck, I guess, because we're everywhere. We're overrun in New York City with musicians. So for us,
actors,
me and actors, and pretty much everybody else. But me and Trevor started a band called Blake and the Family Dog, and Andrew's girlfriend was our bartender for many years at the bar we used to play at regularly. So we met Andrew, and Andrew joined the band, and I joined his band, and then we dissolved both bands and started Yarn, and then knew Rod from the same kind of scene with a friend of mine named Joshua Brown, who plays dobro and resonator guitar on the records. So, and then Ricky B came in through some connection through Andrew. I mean, it's just, it just kind of happened, magically appeared.
When did you guys start officially?
Officially, it was, I think, right at the end of 2006, right at the end of that
How many
year.
albums do you guys have?
We have 4 out right now, one of them being a B-sides record. And then
Is that Leftovers?
That's Leftovers Volume 1, and then we're releasing our 5th record on March 20th called Almost Home.
Did you guys record that in New York as well?
We recorded that in Nashville and on a lake in New York, and it was mixed down in Nashville.
When you guys record, do you do it as a live setting and then go back and do overdubs, or is it completely
Pretty much. This the record we just did was a little more, concise. We kind of did the overdubs in one place for the most part, although we had a few, weird sessions in random spots. But the first 3 records were just really, we fit it in when we could, in my apartment or,
Right.
Once we got the basics done in the main studio.
Did you use computer-based recording when you did that kind of stuff?
Absolutely, yeah, Pro Tools.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah.
Does anybody else write in the band?
Yeah, we all contribute in our way. A song on the new record is co-written with Rod, and then I write with a guy named Shane Spalding, who lives in Brooklyn, and we've known each other since we were kids. He also grew up 1 block away from me and Trevor, so we're keeping it in the family as much as we can.
Well, for the people who are listening right now, they can't really see what's going on. So we got 6 guys around the table, myself included, but 1 guy sitting on the sofa over here. Plus, we got an audience in here today as well. Girlfriend. Audience. Yeah. Now, Robert.
Yes.
What do you do, and why do you choose to stay away from the table? Which is okay. I got to point it out.
Well, there's no seat, so I just sat on the couch there. But
He's got a point there.
I'm a drummer.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. So the drummer stays.
The drummer always sits in back.
The drummer defines the band.
Oh, he definitely does. I got to tell you, he's a blessing.
Excellent.
It's a blessing to be here.
Now, I know you guys played last night
We did, yeah.
in Roanoke.
Roanoke, Virginia.
Now, how long does it take you to get down to here? Do you do it, or well, it's kind of a stupid point to ask that, I guess, because you've only been here once before, and Morganton, I guess, can kind of count. Those 2 people I was talking about earlier, they were excited that we just said in Morganton.
Yeah, they're happy. I hope they're happy.
They're happy
I hope they're now Yarn fans.
They're Morganites. So how long does it take you to get down here?
Well, we usually make the trip, with a lot of stops on the way. I mean,
Sure.
we started in Harrisonburg, which is about 5 hours from New York City, which isn't that bad for us. We've traveled many a mile, so that's no big deal. And then we played Roanoke, which is another hour away, and then 3 hours to Hickory. It's pretty easy for us now.
So now you have girlfriends with you here today, correct?
I do. I'm the only one with my lady here.
Okay. So,
Hopefully
beautiful.
I'm going to leave with one.
oh, excellent. Well, I wanted to ask if there was any debauchery on the road.
Well, I mean, not in my world, but and maybe some of these other guys could tell you about that. But I'm just a good
a lot
boy.
of people are related.
All American.
I got me a good North Carolina girl, so all these North Carolina listeners should
Are you
be
from North
happy
Carolina?
about that.
Are you really?
She's originally from Brevard, North
Oh, wow.
Carolina, which is right around the corner, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Welcome home. Are you living back up in New York?
I live in Raleigh area.
She's a Raleigh girl now.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's where we met.
Do you guys have certain markets that are really kind to you?
Raleigh's great to us. Yeah,
Yeah.
we did
Even outside of.
even outside of getting our ladies there. No, Raleigh's good. The Charlottesville, Harrisonburg, Virginia area, Richmond, Virginia is really good. Colorado's getting really good. In the last 6 months, everything's gotten a whole lot better. Thank God.
Do you think that's attributed to bands like? No, they just left me.
Avets or Mumford and Sons.
Mumford and Sons, thank you.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think they've had anything to do with our.
But opening a door.
Maybe they're opening a door for more listeners, but I mean, we've definitely been busting our ass for probably as long as Mumford and Sons have been a band. So,
Right.
I like to think that's what's paying off.
We were talking earlier about to the listeners. We were talking earlier about playing some bluegrass style. I'm going to use that again because I've done that in the past. And when Mumford and Sons started coming out, I was like, well, I've been listening to this music for decades, and everybody else kind of seems like, oh, that's all new and fresh. No, it's not. You're just finding out about it.
Yeah, I think they're just putting a little indie twist that the kids
Sure.
kind of can get into a little easier.
But if it helps open the doors for you,
I have no problem with it.
Excellent.
And I like the record. I mean, I've heard the record, so I know more, and I think it's a good record.
okay. Now,
I mean, in reference to your question about being from New York and
Right.
playing quote unquote bluegrass
Right.
music, I mean, Mumford and Sons would be. They're obviously not from the Southeast.
Right,
Not
that's
even
true.
From this country.
that's
So,
right. That's a good point.
You know, you could put Keith Urban on that list too, you know, as,
Right.
as Australian. So,
Right.
you know, it's really, I think the music is all around the world, so it just needs the ears to find.
Exactly. That's a good point. Now, I'm going to bust somebody's chops, but I don't know who it is yet.
It's probably going to be Ricky.
It's hard being the young one of the group.
Who gave out tickets to a girl in Raleigh to come here tonight?
Did you, Ricky?
No.
I don't know.
No, I'm not sure.
I don't know. What girl?
I don't know her name, but I helped a friend move today, and her mother was there, and she says, "Oh, you're interviewing Yarn tonight. So my daughter's coming from Raleigh because somebody gave her tickets."
Really?
Now,
Well,
there's
Mandy,
no-
you could have gotten a ride.
No, let me reiterate so I won't get anybody in trouble. There's no relationship here. There's nothing going on bad. So I'm not killing anybody.
No, I honestly, we don't know.
I'm not sure.
Was there a radio?
There's just so many that we give out. We don't know who it is.
Ricky, what's your guest list look like? He's in charge of the guest list.
I don't know. He's got a couple people recording the show, and I ain't getting calls from any mystery women from Raleigh.
Oh, that girl from Raleigh.
We'll meet her tonight.
That's right.
And we'll put her on the list as girl from Raleigh.
Yeah, we'll
since
meet her
we don't want her to
again
have to
tonight.
pay after traveling all that distance.
So, besides what you guys are doing right now, let's go to you, Rod. Let's ask you, what were you doing before this?
Well, I was living in New York City and finding work as a recording engineer.
Oh, really?
So I did a lot of that. Was in the studios for years. Worked at some great places, Electric Lady Studios at Hendrix.
Oh, really?
Hendrix Place, yeah. And
So, are you responsible for some of the recordings producing?
no, well, you know, just as much as everybody else, you know, just do my part and hit record when necessary.
No mic placement.
Yeah, well, you know, we had a producer on this last record, so he really did that, and I could just relax and, you know, play and sing.
How did you find the producer?
He was great. You know, it was a new experience. It was. I'm used to. I like to have a little more control than letting a producer in. But I kind of.
Are you a control freak?
I might be. I don't know. I've never really thought about it, but I think I might be. But
No, he's not.
What's that, man?
But no, I mean, the producer's name is Bill Vorndick, and he's in Nashville. He's got a whole lot of Grammys.
What's his last
and
name again?
Vorndick. Yeah,
Radio edit.
Beavis and Butthead would love that. Right?
Yeah, really.
No, but he was great. You know, we butted heads a few times, but I just gave him the reins, and it felt kind of freeing, but terrifying at the same time. Because all the other records were produced by the band. I mean, you know.
Does anybody else have a strong creative streak? I know I understand when a band works together that you got the leader, but other people have to have some push for their own creative streak a little bit. That helps.
Oh well, everyone has their own freedoms to do pretty much whatever they want. I mean, it's
What's the non-diplomatic answer?
Well, no, it's true what
true.
he says because, you know, I mean, Blake's very prolific writing songs, but when
Right.
he brings the songs to us, you know, he's leaving a lot of doors wide open.
Oh, good for you.
Saying, go ahead and do what you want with this song. You know, he's saying that to the band in essence. And, you know, so I think at that point, everyone just kind of steps in, puts their part in, and it becomes a yarn song, you know.
Well, that's
Exactly.
good. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
One of my favorite bands is Dave Matthews, and
Yeah.
that's the way they approach a lot of their songs. Dave may write the song, but then he comes in and says, "Give me your 2 cents," and that helps create the colors.
Yeah, I mean, and if it sucks, then you don't hear it again. I mean,
That's right.
Or it gets played once or twice live because we don't have time to rehearse anymore. So it's a sound check rehearsal and a rehearsal in front of a live audience. So, you know, you kind of see what works and what doesn't. A lot of songs make it, but some don't.
Well, why don't you give the audience a taste of what you guys can do together?
All right, this song is called Angel Place That Halo. It's a pretty new song, and we're not sure what record it's going to be on, but probably one that comes out after this next one on March 20th. Here it goes. Ain't been one for praying none, but I'm down on my knees and trying. I ain't never been a church-going man, but here I am at the altar crying. And it's a long way down, and I'm just trying to climb it. The road behind's been nothing but sin and crime, and I can't say that I like what I've been doing. Hope the road ahead's got something better than all this misery and pain I've been living. 'Cause it's a long way down, and I'm just trying to climb it. Angel, oh angel, place that halo on my head. No, I don't deserve it, but I swear I'll earn it if you just light the darkness I so dread. The Lord ain't never seen me down on my knees, but lately it's the only place I've been. He ain't never known me to bow at his throne, but I still hope you can forget. 'Cause it's a long way down, and I'm just trying to climb it. The road behind's been nothing but sin and crime, and I can't say that I like what I've been doing. Hope the road ahead's got something better than all this misery and pain I've been living. 'Cause it's a long way down, and I'm just trying to climb it. Angel, oh angel, place that halo on my head. No, I don't deserve it, but I swear I'll earn it if you just light the darkness I so dread. Angel, oh angel, place that halo on my head.
I don't deserve it, but I swear I'll earn it if you just light the darkness I so dread. If you just light the darkness I so dread. If you just light the darkness I so dread.
We'll get back to your show in a moment. Just a reminder, you're listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Find out more at themesh.tv and give us feedback on what you like. And now, as promised, back to your show.
Do you guys typically play one long set?
You know, it depends, but that tends to be the way we do it. I mean, our shows range from like 2.5 to 3.5 to 4 hours from time to time.
This way, we don't play any short sets.
No,
Right.
we don't do quite any show, but it works. I mean, right now we're kind of in that stage of a level of a band where, you know, if the audience is there and they're feeling it, don't stop. You know, so we don't, for the most part. But if it's a theater setting or something like that, then, you know, you can kind of work with it a little bit more.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about the Firefly tour bus
Oh, absolutely.
and how that came about?
That came about. I just found out how that came
Nice.
about, believe it or not. And it's not even a really romantic story, but we actually found out through a guy who used to work with Firefly, who now is doing some sort of promotions in Columbia, South Carolina. And so, but anyway, we had management that was Hootie and the Blowfish's management during their big years. And so they obviously had a big tie to Charleston. That's where Hootie was from.
Sure.
And so they all knew, you know, the Firefly was very connected with this management. And so the Firefly, I guess, this is what I've heard in the last few weeks, is that they wanted Reckless Kelly, which was also on our management. And Reckless Kelly was already in a deal with Budweiser and wanted too much money. And so one of our managers was like, how about Yarn? And so that kind of got the ball rolling with us getting into tie in with them. And they've been amazing. I mean,
It's an amazing drink, by the way. It's delicious.
well, that too. I mean, and we love the product, obviously. I mean, so I mean, it works both ways. I mean, and we're lucky because they give us as much free Firefly as we want, which is, I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse, but
Makes the
we're
drive
trying
so
to,
much better.
we drink responsibly, I guess they would like us to say, which is the truth, but and it's delicious.
So do one of you guys have to drive the bus, or do you have a driver?
We all drive
Yeah,
the
we
bus.
drive it.
Oh, so 5 people get to enjoy drinking responsibly.
Yeah.
No, 5 people drink irresponsibly.
Oh, exactly.
One person.
No, it's they've been awesome. And the RV, we had to drop the RV off a couple weeks ago and get back in our van, and that was kind of depressing, wasn't it? But it's nice to be driving around in your living room, I'll tell you.
Oh, I bet. Now, with some of the notoriety that you've been able to enjoy lately, has it been able to afford you the luxury of really doing anything creatively that you want to do with other artists outside of this belt?
I mean, I've been getting to just starting to co-write with some people, which is something I never really did. I mean, it was either me writing by myself or me writing with my buddy Shane or Trevor or Rod. So got to write with John Oates last year, and we just wrapped up a couple tunes that we co-wrote together, which was surreal and interesting. You know, 2 different worlds collide there. You know, he's from that more, you know, R&B kind of soul pop rock school.
Brilliant writer.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, jeez. And so, we've been playing some Hall & Oates tunes, and they're just at some shows recently, and it's about as fun as it gets playing those tunes. But that was cool, and I finally got around to finishing them just last month, and we recorded them down in Charleston like 2 weeks ago. So hopefully people get to hear some Yarn and Oates.
Excellent. Now, recording in Nashville, does that mean you guys started to be involved in the Nashville machine?
No, not really at all. But
it was just a location event.
It was just, I mean, our management is in Nashville, our publicist is in Nashville, our producer, and our agents.
Yeah. And a roundabout way. Mm-hmm.
And our booking agency's in Nashville. But I mean, as far as the Nashville machine, we don't really, unfortunately, you know, for us, we don't really fit in there because to that, you know, the actual machine that's going on down there. You know, I'm not trying to co-write for Keith Urban songs right now, but
right.
I wouldn't mind selling one to him either.
Absolutely, sure.
Yeah. I got no problem with that. I'm not closing any doors.
We have a local celeb that's pretty big on the Nashville scene right now, which is Eric Church.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Steve was just pointing me. We went. Me and Steve, our gracious host this weekend. We went for a run this morning, and he pointed out Eric Church's sister's house. We drove by.
She lives across the lake from us.
I'm not totally familiar with Eric Church, but the name is very familiar.
I had another show that I was the host of some years ago, and he came in, and he'd been playing the same circuit as me for a long time, and played the tap room. That was where he played. And super nice fella. At least all my experiences with him have been super nice. Good guy. He was a publisher, or he got a publishing deal first, and then went on.
I would love a publishing deal.
Yeah.
Write me a check. I'll write you some songs.
24 hours a day.
Yeah, whatever, man. Whenever I get a chance.
So what time does your show start tonight?
I think it starts at 9 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah.
How long does it take you guys to set up?
4 days. Yeah, not long at all. Not long at all. We're pretty. We're a well-oiled machine when it comes to setup and breakdown.
What's your instrumentation?
We've got 2 acoustics: acoustic mandolin, electric mandolin, upright bass, electric guitar, and drums.
Excellent. You want to do another song?
Let's do it.
So this next song's called Annie. It's coming out on our new record, which comes out March 20th. And this song is actually how I got to meet John Oates. I wrote this song with Hall & Oates in mind, and then a few months later we had a show with him down in Nashville. And so I made it a point to tell the audience, and while John was backstage listening, that it was because of him that this song got written, which kind of segued me into getting to hang out with John and write with him. So that was a fun day. Here's Annie. 2, 3, 4. You've so tired of waiting all night just to hear you tell me how you never do wrong and you never leave me. Annie, Annie, don't you dare come home. Hey, Annie, Annie, don't you dare come home. Don't come home, 'cause I ain't ready to hear your sing or dance a song. Don't come home, no, I ain't ready to hear your sing or dance a song. No, 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 Annie. Been out there running around, stabbing your folks with your thorny crown. You've been out there waving your guns. Annie, don't you dare come home, 'cause I'm so tired of waiting all night just to hear you tell me how you never do wrong and you never leave me. Annie, Annie, don't you dare come home. Hey, 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 Annie, Annie, don't you dare come home.
How many shows do you guys do a year right now?
How many did we do last year, Rod?
Last year we did a little over 170 shows. This year's shaping up to be well over 200.
Wow, that's a lot.
So, pretty busy.
So that's like one show every 2 days?
I think it's
They come in clusters, of course,
yeah.
but
So playing that much, you guys don't have day jobs.
No. Well, I mean, we don't. Trevor's he's a little too scared
still
to take the
slogging
he's scared to
through.
take the dive. You know,
Yeah.
he's got.
What are you doing?
Still hanging on. I work in advertising.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you do in advertising?
I work for
sits
ESPN,
behind a desk and cries.
doing selling space.
Oh, really? Right.
Advertising space, yeah. Sponsorships and stuff like that.
I do a lot of work with unused ant farms,
Oh yeah.
which is not even relative to that at all.
We have something in common.
Oh my gosh, Ricky does it as well. Excellent. So you haven't made that leap of faith yet, then?
I haven't, not 100%.
He's in there. He's hanging in there. We're keeping him around. We got him chained
Excellent.
up to he's got a long chain so he can be elsewhere when he needs to be. But
Well, let's focus on that for a second. So, what did everybody do before you decided to go on tour? We'll start with you.
I owned ant farms.
Working with
Three people.
ants.
Displaced ants. They're lonely little hobo over their back.
No, I played mandolin and I taught tennis.
Really?
I did both sessions and played the band that started before Yarn. I did that and taught tennis.
What about you, Couch Potato?
I was just recovering from the tour I did with Keith Richards in Switzerland. And I got the call. Rod called me and said, "Can you play with Yarn?" I said, "Okay, yeah." I come over."
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Robert, where are you from?
Born in U.S., Dutch parents, raised in Paris, France.
So girls dig you.
They don't talk to me.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Well, the ones that don't put up the restraining orders, I can talk to those. Usually it's don't come within 500 feet. Right?
Me? Oh, yes. Well, like I was saying before, I was
Engineer.
Engineering, playing guitar, doing session work, and producing some, local artists and stuff through the studio. And that's it, sitting in with Yarn.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, Blake,
the story.
Blake, before you became the figurehead?
I went to New York with the determination to get a band together. So
where were you at before New York?
I was in Arizona right before New York, and I was just kind of bumming around for a little while between college and my New York City life. So,
what was your college education like?
It was pretty worthless, just kind of got through it, and I got through it with a music degree just because I had a really great supervisor who faked some classes for me and got me out in time, which was cool, and I love her for it. But and had a great guitar teacher down there as well, and I played classical guitar when I was in school there. But I just worked a really crappy day job, and on the 22nd floor on 42nd and Madison in Midtown Manhattan, which is pretty much the equivalent to hell on earth. You walk around Midtown Manhattan between the hours of 9 and 6, and there's no uglier place, So that's what I did. I had no screen. I had a window that opened. It was very tempting.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But I got out.
Well, Ricky?
I don't know. I moved to New York January 2005 to do my master's degree in music at NYU. And shortly after that, like within a year, I got a call from some guys. It's like, "Hey, man, you want to come play with this band?" It's like, $20, free drinks. I'm like, what kind of music is it? So I was mainly doing all jazz at the time. I was like, man, I can't really describe it, but it's really cool. You'll dig it. And it's only 3 blocks away from my house. We played at this place called Kenny's Castaway on Bleecker Street in Greenwich Village. So for 2 years, we just 4 blocks from my apartment, and I'm very happy I met these cats.
Paid 3 times as much as the jazz gig.
200 times.
That's good. That explains.
Well, they charge you for drinks at those jazz clubs too, don't they?
Oh man, arm and a leg,
And the cigars.
Yeah.
Well, that explains a lot of
and
the.
you gotta wash dishes afterwards. That's the part.
You guys talking about your music background explains a lot of the musicianship that I heard on the recordings. I mean, you guys aren't. But it probably was a little unfair to say the bluegrass earlier, and not just because of what I had pointed out, but because of the fact that a lot of people don't attribute a lot to bluegrass more than 1-4-5, which is chord theory for anybody who's listening. And you listen to this music close enough, you can tell that there's some high-level musicianship going on. Good songwriting too.
Well, that's good to know. There's a whole lot of 1-4-5 too.
Well, you got to know how to count to get to 4 and 5, right? There you go. And as a songwriter, some of the stuff I heard, I was a little jealous, but we'll just hold that off, and I won't make fun of you because that's the way I feel better about myself.
Oh, God bless you. I get jealous as a songwriter every day. So,
well, guys, I appreciate you taking the time to work with us today and hang out and tell us about yourselves.
Thanks for having us, Chad.
We've got a website, as most people do nowadays. It's called yarnmusic.net.
You can join their Yarmy.
You can join our Yarmy, which would be awesome because you get into shows for free and you help get the word out. If you really love what you hear, that would be the way to do it. We got 4 CDs out, like we were talking about. You can get them on iTunes. You can get them through our website. Amazon, all those.
Come to the shows.
All those normal places where you can find music. And yeah, the main thing is come see the show, because that's pretty much what we're all about, is putting on a live show.
And you guys got videos on your site as well.
We got videos. We deliver a whole plethora of content online. So, and we, archive.org. I think there's, thanks to good people like Paper Dale, who's in the house tonight. We give away any show that a taper comes to is free online. So,
excellent.
So you can get tomorrow night's show or tonight's show probably within a week.
Oh, good. For those of you who are listening, the contest code is yarn2651. Well, guys, you want to take us out with a song?
Let's do it. This next song is called "It's All Over Now." It's gonna be on our next record, coming out March 20th. Go and get it. Here goes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ballroom stage. It's all over now, and I barely got a taste. Now I know what Willie's saying when he's singing, but that's crying in the rain. It's all over now, there ain't no time to frown. How this city loves a baby, and feelings finally brought me down. It's all over now, and I believe I'm coming round. And now I know what Chris was saying when he's singing Sunday morning coming down. Oh, it's all over now, I'm going home for good, with my head hanging down, just like I knew it would. Oh, it's all over now, and I ain't coming back. Goodbye, New York City, yeah, go ahead and laugh, 'cause it's all over now. It's all over now, I can feel it in my bones. I buried half of my life in the walls of the old record store. It's all over now, and I believe I'm on my own. Now I know what Jim was saying when he's singing New York's not my home. It's all over now, I'm going home good, with my head hanging down, just like I knew it would. Oh, it's all over now, and I ain't coming back. Goodbye, New York City, yeah, go ahead and laugh, 'cause it's all over now. Oh, yeah. half of my life they walk so many old record store, which I over now, and I believe I'm on my own. Now I know what Jim was saying when he's singing, New York's not my home. Oh, it's not over now. I'm going home for good, with my head hanging down, just like I knew it would. Oh, it's not over now, and I ain't coming back. Goodbye, New York City. Yeah, go ahead and laugh. Oh, it's not over now. I know I gotta go, but I can't help but wonder what it was I didn't know. Oh, it's not over now. I'm leaving you behind. Goodbye, New York City. You made up your mind, and it's not over now. Oh, it's not over now. Oh, it's not over now. Oh, it's not over now. Yeah.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.